What's going on, you guys? It's Alex, and in today's video I want to show you guys how to structure your Google Ads campaign for your pest control business. How to structure it in a way that is going to make sense, it's going to get you the most leads, that's going to save you the most money, and that is actually going to work for Google Ads. By the way, if you need help with Google Ads for your pest control business, you can click the link down below, book a call with me. Happy to take a look at your campaigns, answer any questions you might have, and of course, see if there's any opportunity to work together to grow your pest control business. All right. Before we just jump right in, and we will be jumping right in to the test account in just a moment, I just want to show you something really quickly. If you're not running Google Ads for your pest control business, or if you're not ranking organically, I'm not exactly sure how you're getting leads regularly. Thankfully for most of you guys, your competitors just have no idea what they're doing when it comes to Google Ads, and I'll just quickly show you. So for any search, it's going to be 4 results, right? 4 results, usually either search listings, local search ads, a sponsored Google business profile, and people have to scroll down quite a bit before they get to organic results. Even in organic results, you've got Yelp, you've got People Also Ask, you've got Orkin, right? You're going to have Terminix in a lot of other areas. Just right off the bat, what I mean by your competitors have no idea what they're doing is I'm not even in Jacksonville, I'm not even in San Antonio, and there's 4 ads showing for me here. That means they're targeting right off the bat. Really basic setting is just wrong, right? They missed the mark there. Here's one with the sponsored listing by Truly Nolan, another huge business, right? But so, for example, we're looking for pest control. As you can see here, this ad does not even mention pest control. All it says here is pest treatment. This one mentions pest control, fine. This one says Jacksonville rodent control, missing the mark of what the user is looking for, which is pest control. And then again, we have to scroll down quite a bit before we actually see organic listings. So if you're not running Google Ads for your pest control business, this is why you should be. Huge opportunity. You can see even here, rodent attic removal. Again, not at all related to what the user is looking for, which is just pest control. Pest control is a bit of a broad keyword, and it is going to be fairly expensive to run at, to drive traffic to a pest control landing page with paid traffic, and I will just show you why in a second. So, how to build out your campaigns, how to build out the ad groups in the most effective way. It starts with here, starts in Google Ads. Head to Google Ads, click on Tools on the left, and then click on the keyword tool, which is going to show up right here. Change your location, right? You can go quite broad here. So let's just go with Florida, because pest control searches within Florida are going to be the same almost anywhere within the state. Click on Include, click on Save, and then just hit pest control. Now Google is going to give you 2 things here. Google is going to tell you what people are searching for and how popular those searches are. Popularity is going to be based on the cost per click. So the most competitive services, the most competitive services are going to have the highest cost per click. What you can do before looking at the keywords here is just go through the refining the keywords, and you can get rid of the company, you can get rid of other brands, and that does get rid of some, in this case, maybe 10 or 15% of the keywords. And now we just have a huge list of keywords here that Google tells us people are actually bidding for, people are looking for. You can see the average monthly searches here, and you can see the bids here. And this is in Canadian, so it'd be about, what, 30% less for USD. But you can see here, right off the bat, pest control is a very expensive cost per click. Termite treatment, termite inspection looks like it's a hyper competitive service. In Florida, also looks like wasp nest removal. Oh no, that one's not bad. Also looks like rodent control is quite high, right? Rodent control is quite high. In any case, this is just going to give you a broad idea of what you can be targeting if you have a low budget, or if you just want to focus services in something particular. You can do your research here, but there are 731 keywords left. So what I would do, especially to start out structuring your campaigns, structuring your ad groups properly, is click on Download Keyword Ideas, and then open in Google Sheets, right? If you click Download, it will ask you to open here. I'll just jump back in when it's ready. There it goes. Click on Open Sheet, right? And then now we have the Google Sheet here that does make things a lot easier when we are going through and structuring the campaign. So you can get rid of the monthly changes, you can get rid of competition, it doesn't matter. All we want to see is the average search volume right here, and then the top of page bids. So there's 2 bids, there's 2 sets of bids when it comes to top of page. You've got the high range and the low range. And you can see here it says top of page bid low range, top of page bid high range. This means the low range of ads, which is these 2 ads here, for example, the bottom 2, and then in San Antonio, right? These two ads, low range, are going to command the lowest cost per click, and these are going to be the highest cost per click. So this is the most expensive ad click typically. This is going to be the cheapest ad click typically. And Google is telling you right here, this is the range of what you can expect to spend for one of those clicks. So let me just show you how to start building out the ad groups. If we just insert a column. So the campaign is the broad umbrella under which the ad groups are structured, right? Let me just show you quickly what that means. So here I just have an example of Google Ads account structure. You have two campaigns, right? Underneath each of the campaigns, you have the ad group. So this campaign, if you were running a national campaign, you would have Houston Pest Control, and then you would have something like, or actually rather Texas Pest Control, or rather Houston Pest Control would work, and then for example Miami Pest Control. Under here you would have rodent control, wasp removal, you could have termite inspections, ant removal, right? Same with this one. And then one of these would also be pest control. And the keywords are related to the ad group. So if this was wasp removal, right? All these keywords would be related to the wasp removal ad group. The ads would show wasp removal content, right? And then the landing page brings people to a wasp removal page on the site, just to get that out of the way. So from here, from the keywords page, how you want to build out the ad groups is as follows. Make sure you do export the list because this is a very important step. So we are looking at, I believe it was Florida. So all of these will just fall under particular ad groups in Florida, or cities if you want to break it down. So you could just, for example, pretend we're looking in Jacksonville, right? So from here, right, these pest control keywords are not the best to target because they do command the highest cost per click and they are quite broad, right? So the problem with that is you get a lot less interest. People are going to be looking for a much bigger service. And if somebody's looking for example, a rat exterminator, and they land on a pest control page that's too broad, right? For example, if you're looking for an ant exterminator, that one does happen to have an ant, but if you were looking for an ant exterminator in Florida and you landed on this page, how likely are you to click on request a quote or give a call, right? You land on this page, you see a family here, you see someone spraying, doing their job, right? It's not until you don't actually see any ants, it doesn't mention ants anywhere on the page. Let's see the residential services. No, right? So it just mentions pest control services. If you sent someone to this page that was looking for example, what was it, ant? Whatever the ant one was, right? Or, a mouse exterminator, and they land on this page, it's not going to convert very well just because it's not relevant enough to what the person is looking for. So keep that in mind when you are building out your ad groups. Make sure you send traffic to a dedicated landing page related to that service. If you send someone to a page, if you're running an ad group and you're paying for clicks for termite treatment, make sure you send somebody to a termite treatment page. And I'll just look this up here. Termite treatment, Jacksonville. Right? Some pretty terrible ads, but for example, here is a termite treatment page, and this is where you want to be sending people to. You will be better off showing termites as opposed to just people spraying, right? A mix of that is going to work a lot better. So again, this is a bad example, but a better than nothing example nonetheless. In any case, you have exterminator, right, which should be its own ad group. Look at the volume. The reason you want exterminator and pest control in different ad groups is you want this ad, right? You want the ad here, ad group one. You want these ads to say exterminator. You want these next ads to say pest control, right? So that when someone lands on their page, the landing page, right, they land on a page that is about exterminators. They land on a page about pest control as a broad service. It's two different things for context, for relevance in the eyes of Google, right? So I would add these as two different ad groups, and then you get into the actual services, right? This would go in a termite ad group. You don't want to bid on these keywords. If you're paying for these clicks, it will never convert, right? So do not bid on those, and check your accounts now just to make sure you're not overpaying or paying for those services or for those clicks rather at the moment, right? Termite ad group, bed bug treatment, right? Bed bugs. Bee removal is a good one, right? So bee removal, bed bugs, right? Rodent control is a good one. Rodent control, right? Wasp nest removal. So now you have an idea of how to structure the campaign with a number of different ad groups here. Now, this is really, you could have all these, or you would want all these ad groups within the same campaign if you have a bigger budget. If you have a smaller budget, and we can just find out how that would work right here with the cost per click, right? If you have a smaller budget, you don't want to be paying $43 or even above $30 for a click for pest control. You don't want to be paying $37 for a click for exterminator. You especially don't want to be paying $70 for a click for termite inspection. And why that is because, so let's say you are paying, for example, $70 a click for termite treatment, and you have a $700 budget. That gets you 10 clicks, right? Now, assuming your page converts at 5%, which is going to be good unless you've optimized it, right? So 5%, that means not even 1 in 10 clicks converts, right? That means if you have a $700 budget and you get 10 clicks to your website for termite control, every other month you might get 1 conversion, right? And that conversion is going to cost you $700, which is not great at all. So if you're at a $700 budget, that's probably not enough to be driving enough traffic for termite inspection or termite leads to make sense. Now, if you look at bed bug treatment, it's significantly less. And what you can also do is look at the smaller top of page bid low range. And as we can see here, this is a great one, wasp nest removal, and we have mosquito control. These are all in the $5 to $6 range, right? You can scroll down and look for them just to find even other examples. Anti-exterminator. So let's say instead with your $700 budget, right, you have it set to pay $7 a click, right? That means you get 100 clicks a month. If you convert 5 of those, which is fairly normal for a lot of campaigns, right? Converting at 5%. Yeah, you have 5 leads, right? So now you have a cost per conversion of 100 and what is that? $30. Now, is that fantastic for your business for most people? Probably not, right? That's probably not a fantastic cost per conversion, but that is the worst it will probably ever be, right? So theoretically, you will improve this conversion. And keep in mind, guys, this is just for calls. So this might even be less. You might even get less actual conversions from this 5% of clicks, right? In any case, this is a really good starting point for that service. The more you improve things, the more you improve your conversion rate on the website, right? If this becomes 10%, and now you're driving a lot more calls, right? Double the calls. And where I can see it, where I see it a lot of pest control with clients that we work on, is after a few months, we get this in the 30% range, or at least maybe the 25 to 30% range, which means from this amount, right? 1 in 4 people or 1 in 3 people is calling you, and now you're getting calls for $25. And now if you're converting if you're converting those at say 100% or 80%, right? Even 50%, it's $50 now for one of these services. That doesn't make sense for you, maybe not, but like I said, if you're not running ads, I don't know where you're getting leads from. And it's these days with Google, with social, with any strategy, digital marketing strategy, it is going to be pay to play, even with SEO, which will drive an incredible ROI over the long term. In any case, hopefully this was a good enough job explaining to you guys how to structure your ad groups, and also how to find keywords that will make sense to drive leads at a much better cost if you are on a lower budget. Like I said, one of the problems I see is a lot of people will just have a broad pest control ad group or just a broad pest control campaign. They'll have 5 or 6 different services within the same, for example, ad group, and there won't be any real targeting. They kind of miss the mark and they wonder why their ads aren't working. This is why, break it down like this. If you are on a low budget, if you're spending less than $50 per day in almost any area, focus on one service, focus on one landing page, dial that in, get that really dialed in, and then from there scale the ads, scale the website, and scale your spend into other areas once you dial it in, once you get into that range where you are getting a 20-25% conversion and you have a much better idea of what works for your area and for your business. If you made it this far, you guys, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching as always. And don't forget, you can click the link down below, book a call with me. I'm happy to take a look at your Google Ads campaigns or just answer any questions you might have about getting more leads with Google Ads. And of course, see if there is any opportunity to work together to grow your pest control business with ads, with SEO, with anything like that. Like I said, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.